Bob Johnson was our campus architect and then joined the staff, and he had a lot of ideas, and a lot of other people had ideas. The atrium was an inspiration that happened my first day at Waldorf. I was walking through this area with Dan Jordet, our business manager, and I said, you know, it wouldn't be difficult to put a roof over this and create quite a nice space. And his response was, that's the craziest idea I've ever heard. Well, I got the last laugh because, in fact, it is a great space.
I'm gonna tell you about the coming of the judgment. Said I'm gonna tell you about the coming of the judgment.
Those whose blood runs purple, alumni, friends of the campus community, and countless staff and faculty remember many wonderful Waldorf spaces and Waldorf places.
In that great big knock morning, farewell, farewell. In that great big knock morning, farewell, farewell. In that great big knock morning, farewell, farewell. Oh, preacher, fold your Bible. Farewell, farewell. Oh, preacher, fold your Bible. Farewell, farewell. Oh, the last soul's converted. Farewell, farewell. Oh, the last soul's converted. Farewell, farewell. In that great big knock morning, 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 farewell, farewell. Blow your trumpet, Gabriel. Farewell, farewell. Blow your trumpet, Gabriel. Farewell, farewell. Lord, how loud shall it blow it? Farewell, farewell. Let it blow it bright, calm, and easy. Do not alarm all my people. Farewell, farewell. Tell them all to come to the judgment. Farewell, farewell. In that great big knock morning, 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 farewell, farewell. Then you see them coffins busting. Farewell, farewell. Then you see the foxes rising. Farewell, farewell. Then you see the world on fire. Farewell, farewell. Then you see the stars are falling. Farewell, farewell. Then you see that funky lightning. Farewell, farewell. Then you hear that rumbling thunder. Farewell, farewell. Fare ye well, you poor sinner. Farewell, farewell. Say fare ye well, poor sinner. Farewell, farewell. In that great big knock morning, 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 farewell.
13 leaders have held the office of president at Waldorf College, with 10 coming to the position after having served as a pastor. For 100 years, each one has fulfilled the duties of the position with a servant's heart, and each one has displayed a strong understanding of his vocational calling.
The first time I got a call from Waldorf, I said, no, I can't come and meet with your committee because I'm giving examinations that week. So I said, you better cross me off the list. Then about a month or so later, they called again and simply asked me to come and meet with the committee. So I did. I thought I owed them that. Why I accepted the election when it came, or even flirted with the idea of going, I am not sure, except that I guess it seemed to me like a challenge that would put me to the test at some of the things that I think I would like to do. And so I did it. And I found that I enjoyed it very much. Was it a good decision? Was it any good? Would it have been better if I'd have stayed at Concordia and taught instead of going to Waldorf? Would it have been better for Waldorf? Open question.
During the tumultuous 60s and 70s, Waldorf called to its helm Sigvald D. Fauske, a congenial, conservative man who held a steady focus even as he advocated change. The campus felt the effects of the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, the so-called sexual revolution, and the women's liberation movement.
Because mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Through it all, Fauske worked to bridge generations by maintaining communication between Waldorf's various constituencies. His warm personality soothed the way during troubled times. Like Fauske, other presidents served Waldorf College during a specific time, under specific circumstances, for seemingly specific purposes.
All my life, I have never really sought a position. I've been called to a position. And I've always said, you've been given certain talents. You have been privileged to have a certain education, and you have been privileged to have certain experiences. And I've always hoped that somehow I would be able to serve where there is a need that matches those. And so I dared to come, believing that here's where the Lord wanted me, and for how long I didn't know. And what I could do, I didn't know either.
I had said, if the good Lord intends for me to be at Waldorf, they'll call. So that was sort of portended something about this. And I came out for an interview, and in due course really did come to feel a strong sense that the good Lord was calling me to service in this place. And I made the transition from a community that I loved and a place that I loved and a wonderful community to Forest City, Iowa, so easily that I've always felt that it was the Lord's will that I come to Waldorf.
I think it'd be very difficult to separate faith from calling. To me, they're they're intertwined in so many ways. And so I don't know if I could give a specific reason or specific instance how faith influenced my decision to come or the call process. But as a person of faith, one who believes that God does act in our everyday lives and in sometimes mysterious and wonderful ways, that's very much a part of this calling to Waldorf College. I believe very strongly that I'm called to this place at this time. It was an answer to a calling. It's a quest to help Waldorf College. And so my coming here at this particular time as president really was a fulfilling of my love affair with Waldorf College, with my wishes for this place to be as good as can be and to help it in any way I can do that.
The presidency of Waldorf College was not something that I had thought a lot about or had secretly hoped that it might become a reality someday. But I had always believed in the mission of the college. I had loved being a student here, and as a pastor at Emmanuel, I had occasion to see the college in operation, and the wedding of faith and life, the practical application of the faith, and joining these two together had always been important to me. And when this opportunity became a reality, it was like a dream come true that I would be able to be involved in Christian education here at Waldorf College.
A sense of calling, an assurance that each life matters. A small place for dreaming big. Waldorf's unique hallmarks call out, not only to college presidents, but to men and women, students and educators, inviting them to integrate faith with learning and a life of purpose with a life lived in service to others. It's an invitation for symmetry, an opportunity to connect with a mission that is greater than life itself.
I think the people who have been attracted to Waldorf have been characterized by good preparation for teaching. In other words, they are good teachers. They see in Waldorf an institution where they can establish a close relationship between the faculty and the students. This also goes for the staff. I think some of the staff people, non-teaching staff at Waldorf when I was there, they were marvelous people in the sense that they were completely dedicated as persons to making the college a success. I think of the person who was my secretary, absolutely marvelous person, very able, who could have gone out and gotten a job anywhere. And she stayed with Waldorf because she was dedicated to the kind of place Waldorf is.
I have marvelous memories of the staff, the faculty, and the students. I appreciated the fact that the faculty and staff were committed to a sound education, but also by that I mean when we're talking about a college of the church. Oh, I think of Bob Abkus, for example. Now, he had been here for many years, and very unassuming, humble, dedicated, committed Christian, and loved the students, and they loved him.
I've often described Waldorf people as being people who were very competent and very committed. And this not only with the teaching staff, but with all of the support staff and the people who worked for Waldorf College over the years, that many of them had a great influence on students. One day, for example, a student came to my office, or a former student. It was on a Saturday, and he was wondering if Harold Robley was still around. And I said, oh yes, he was. I said, how is it that you are looking for Harold? And then he told me that as a student, he was lonely, kind of afraid that he wasn't going to make it. And one day Harold on campus had talked to him, and Harold was one of our custodians, and had visited with the student. And the student told me that he not only talked to me and listened to me, but he invited me to his home. And Harold and Florence had fed him and had become friends of his. And he said,